And I'm not,
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Committee of the Whole meeting on Monday, November 3rd at 7 p.m. To begin with, we have the acknowledgement of treaties of peace and friendship. We would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq peoples. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Wolastoqiyik, Mi'kmaq, and Passamaquoddy peoples first signed with the British Crown in 1726. The treaties did not deal with surrender of lands and resources, but in fact recognized Mi'kmaq and Wolastoqiyik titles and established the rules for what was to be an ongoing relationship between nations. Thank you. And now we have our oath of office. We do hereby accept the office of council and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge to the best of our ability the duties of the office as may be imposed upon us by law. Okay, I needed to adopt the agenda. Can I have a mover, please?
M 2025-1103-121, that the agenda is be adopted as presented.
Could I have a seconder
I'll second it.
on the motion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion passed. Statements of conflict of interest, if there's any, please see the clerk. Petitions and delegations, there are none. Business Council, we are going right through to Councillor Burke.
I guess I just wanted to have a discussion, an open discussion with council and get your feedback on how you felt about recognizing the service of our employees. Every organization that I'm aware of and every company I've ever worked for, which was only 3, so it wasn't a whole lot, but with that said, recognize their employees on anniversary dates. And anniversary dates, I'm referring to every 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years of service. Again, I had implemented that program back when I was mayor, and we recognized most of our employees through that 4-year term. For some reason, it got sidetracked after that and never seemed to come back to the table. So it's something, I guess for me personally, that in my last career as a 32-year member of working with a major international tire company, at the end of the day, they recognized you every anniversary date publicly at our national conferences. We don't have conferences, but at the end of the day, it comes down to that, our employees are the backbone to how council will look. They are the ones who are doing the jobs we ask them to do and that we feel are important in our community. And I have to take as much blame as anybody for not bringing this to the table sooner than later. But with that said, I believe it is time that in 2026, I believe it's something that we should adopt a policy on, and it's something that we should recognize our employees. And I'll tell you exactly what we did, back at the time when I was mayor. We brought in all the employees at a public meeting. We recognized them publicly. All the female employees were given a bouquet of flowers, and the male employees were given a gas card. And the way it was evaluated was based on every 5 years we evaluated at $25 gift certificate or whatever we chose to do. So a 25-year member would have $125, or a 20-year member would have $100, this type of thing. So I'm just throwing it out there and see how council feels about it. And, I believe we should adopt a policy on that. And with that said, I'd be I don't know if it is up to our CAO to write that policy or whether it would be up to someone to help them do it or whatever, but I believe it's important. I know from a personal point of view, in my years of service that I received, these accolades working for the job I was on. I was very, very proud at the time when they would say, you had your 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, right up to when you had, I retired at 30, but I had 32 years when I retired. But my point is that I believe it shows the appreciation that council has, and, I'm just curious to see how council feels about it and whether we should move forward with this sooner than later.
Okay, anybody have feedback?
I'm dumbfounded. This council actively chose not to acknowledge Brenda Cormier's 30-year employment with the Village of Belledune. It was not acknowledged in a public meeting.
We want to do,
Christy Carrier had asked, it may have been acknowledged, oh yeah, she's been here for 30 years. I think Nicole may have been recognized for 25 years of, so I'm kind of curious. I don't understand where this is coming from, because we have acknowledged some employees and have chosen to ignore others.
I believe that we wanted to do something, and I don't believe she wanted us to bring it up at the time, because we brought it up. I know Marilyn and I certainly mentioned it, and there was nothing that wanted to be done. I think it's not a bad idea, but I know where I worked, I didn't get anything. I got maybe a 5-year pin, 10-year pin, and so on. I got something when I retired, food in the butt and a little gift. Just joking, but yeah. No, but it's not a bad idea, but.
I'd like to say that too. I think it is a good idea to recognize our workers in the village after 5, 10, 15 years in 5-year increments. But yeah, no, it is a good idea. Unfortunately, we did miss some, but it's time to pick it up and restart it, I truly believe.
So do we need a do we need a motion to have our CAO develop a policy on that?
I don't think that we need a motion for that. If there's a directive, the 3 council members seem to be in favor of it, so that's no problem. We can put together a draft and get that off to council for review.
Okay, Councillor.
Just one last comment, if I may, Your Worship. The different employees certainly do have different feelings of those types of recognition, and I recognize that. But the other side of the coin to all that is, if we had a policy that is developed, it's like any other policy, the bereavement policy, our vacation policy, that type of thing. So it'll fall right into place. That would allow our CAO to prepare, if each employee reaches a milestone, then it would be the CAO's responsibility to make sure that that employee was notified, and if they wish to come to a public meeting and be recognized publicly and that type of thing, and, receive their recognition on behalf of council, that's entirely up to them. But by the same token, that doesn't mean that we cannot extend our sincere appreciations to them if they choose not to do it publicly. So at the end of the day, that's the idea. And if we had the policy in place, then at the end of the day, it wouldn't be anybody's fault in saying that, the employee wasn't recognized, the employee was asked or wanted to be recognized, but they chose not to. So there's a difference there. So with that said, I believe we should move forward, and that's the way it goes.
Councillor Carmichael?
Oh, I'm just going to say this quick. It's already all over the news, and anyway, that I attended this announcement from Serge Cormier. It was regarding the town of Bathurst getting $3+ million to do some work on the Smurf Fifth. What, it looks amazing, the site that the big thing is down now, and it's ready to have buildings put on there, and that there's going to be work on the St. Peter's Avenue. So I guess we're not done for the construction on the roads in Bathurst just yet, but I just want to say it was a very nice session to go to. It was cold, it was windy, it was by the water, but it was quite a nice announcement for Bathurst. I think we're going to have to go see these people for some money for Beldoon.
Anyone have any comments? Okay, administration, anything? No? Okay, so we are going to a closed session. I need a mover, please.
M 2025-1103-122, be it resolved that council continue its meeting in a closed session to discuss a matter under the Local Government Act 68, brackets 1, bracket C, information that could cause financial loss or gain to a person or the local government or could jeopardize negotiations leading to an agreement or contract.
Can I get a seconder
I'll second it.
on motion? Okay. Okay, can I get someone to adjourn the meeting, please?
M 2025-1103-123, that the meeting is adjourned at 7:38.
Can I have a seconder
I'll second it.
on the motion? Those in favor say aye. Motion passed, meeting adjourned. Thank you.